So to no one's surprise, the 11-inch iPad Pro in 2022 is getting mini LED, and so let's delve into the report. But first, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. Right, so usually I start the video by saying that this is a leak, so take the information with a grain of salt. But to be honest, this information is pretty straightforward. It just makes sense. We usually see features exclusive to the higher end models come down to the other models too. And so yes, if mini LED was only available on the bigger iPad Pro this year, then of course it's gonna come to the smaller model the following year. That just makes sense. And so yes, while the information is from an incredibly reliable source, Min Chi Kuo, I would still believe the information regardless of the source. Now, some of you guys may be wondering why we did not see mini LED on this year's iPad Pro 11-inch, and well, Apple's marketing team says they wanted to retain the thinness and lightness of the 11-inch size that a lot of people appreciate. But guys, I'll be honest, I don't really buy that because we saw with the bigger iPad Pro the thickness and the weight increased ever so slightly with mini LED, and so I don't think it would have really affected the 11-inch size. I think Apple can still retain the thinness and the lightness of the 11-inch model with mini LED. And so yes, I'm sure this is marketing waffle. I think the main reason is the fact there are mini LED supply constraints, and as you can see with the delivery dates of the 11-inch and 12.9-inch iPad Pro, it's pretty clear that Apple's having issues producing mini LED panels, and so it makes sense to keep the 11-inch, which is their most popular model, on LCD for the time being to make production much easier. However, of course, as we heard in the news, apparently Apple's investing $200 million into mini LED production, and so yes, soon these mini LED issues should be sorted, and that makes way for the 11-inch iPad Pro to gain mini LED. Though of course, it's not all great news because as we saw with the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, we're bound to see a price increase with the 11-inch iPad Pro. More specifically, I'm expecting the price to go up by $100, and so yes, the new price should be around $900. And to be honest, I do think the 11-inch iPad Pro needs a price increase because there is only a $200 gap between the iPad Air and the iPad Pro, and that makes the iPad Pro the better deal because you're paying $200 more and you're getting 120Hz, Face ID, quad speakers, M1, more RAM. That is a lot for only $200 more, and so yes, I do think for the iPad Air to make sense in the lineup, the 11-inch Pro needs to be slightly more, and also do remember that right now the gap between the 12.9-inch and the 11-inch is $300, and again, that pricing structure is really weird in my opinion, and so yes, I do think $900 and $1,100 for the 11-inch and 12.9-inch makes a ton of sense. So yes, 11-inch iPad Pro users can finally rejoice. You should be joining the mini LED gang with all those dimming zones very soon. And of course, apart from the amazing dimming zones, we should also see higher brightness, better colors, deeper blacks. As you can see on the screen right now, it's actually kinda insane. And so yes, this should be a massive improvement over LCD. Also, one more thing, but this report could pretty much be confirming that we are not seeing OLED on the iPad Pro anytime soon, because if Apple's gonna invest the time and money into giving the 11-inch iPad Pro the mini LED upgrade, then yeah, that means Apple's going to keep around the technology for a while, and I do think we're going to see mini LED stay on the iPad Pro because of the higher brightness it can achieve compared to OLED. But of course, for iPads like the iPad Air, which have a very basic LCD display, they can use a rigid form of OLED, which should be a massive improvement for the iPad Air 5. Now, as for the other upgrades with these new iPads, I've covered in extensive detail in other videos that you can check out in the icon above, but to summarize, we should see glass backs with MagSafe and reverse wireless charging, and also the debut of Apple's 3nm chip. But anyways, let me know in the comments below, are you excited for these upgrades coming to the iPad Pro? Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out the video in the icon above about details regarding the iPhone SE 3. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.